Hello everybody, Trano here, and welcome back to the Kings of Battle dev server. And today we're going to be taking a look at a French vehicle, the AMX 10P, which is coming in at rank 4 battle rating 5.3. Now I was very confused about this vehicle at first, because I was expecting it to be added because of course we had the AMX 10, AMX 10M, which is very similar to this vehicle, or the chassis is very similar to this vehicle, it is basically the same chassis. But of course it's at battle rating 5.3 and it's got a not particularly effective 20mm gun. It's got a maximum penetration at 500 meters of 37mm with HVAP rounds. However, it's not being added as a tank destroyer or light tank, it's being added as a self-propelled anti-aircraft vehicle. And it's filling this massive gap between the AMX 13 DCA 40 at 4.7 and the AMX 30 DCA at 8.3. So there's an almost 4.0 battle rating gap here, and this is what has been chosen to fill it, at least at rank 4. So if we go back to the vehicle, like I say, you've got your HVAP round, or majority HVAP belt, which is the DM43 HVAP round. You've got a majority high explosive fragmentation incendiary tracer shell belt with a little bit of HVAP, and then you've got your default 50-50 between HVAP and the high explosive fragmentation incendiary tracers shells. So basically this is intended to be used as an anti-aircraft vehicle. And if we look at it, it does have a very fast targeting speed. It's got a targeting speed in the horizontal of 53 degrees a second and in the vertical of 82 degrees a second. So extremely fast. And it's got a reload rate of 10.4 seconds, which isn't particularly bad to be honest. And it's got a vertical guidance of -5 to plus 50 degrees. And as you can see, the gunner has optics of 2x zoom to 6x zoom. And it does also come with a 7.62mm machine gun for additional weapons against enemy aircraft and against soft skin vehicles. Now, unfortunately, it is extremely thinly armoured, maxing out at about 30mm. And remember, this is aluminium alloy, 0.5 multiplier, so that 30mm is actually only 15mm. It's got a little bit of structural steel at some places, but that's not going to be particularly great either. But it seems to be mostly 20mm for the flanks and rear, and indeed this sloped bit at the front. Although the roof armour is also 20mm, so does provide a little bit of protection against enemy aircraft, while also the main turret area seems to be about 30mm. So from the front, it does provide quite a decent amount of protection. See, seems to be about 100mm of protection, so that'll be good against even some large caliber weapons. But from the sides, it's just not going to protect against anything, to be honest, except for maybe light machine gun fire. But anything with an autocannon or even 50 caliber machine guns will probably be able to penetrate the sides and rear of this vehicle. Although there is a little bit of additional protection inside. You've got actual RHA armour, 5mm plates within the vehicle around the driver, the radiator, and separating the fighting compartment from the front of the vehicle. So that provides a little bit of extra protection, especially from the front. And if we look at the mobility, it's got a top speed going forward of 41 miles per hour on 8 gears, but only got a reverse speed of 7.4 miles per hour on 2 gears. So decently mobile enough while going forwards, but as soon as you need to reverse, it's not going to do particularly great. And it's got a 398 horsepower engine. And lastly, we've got the crew. So you've got your driver at the front here, protected by some additional armour, and then a gunner and commander in the turret area, and the commander can fire the main armament. And as you can see, the ammo is actually kept on the right side, so if you want to ammo rack this vehicle, try and aim at the right of the turret. Although if you fire at the left, you're probably not going to have your shell set off by this thin armour, so it'll probably make it this far and then get set off by the ammo. So, you know, depending on what shell you're using, that could still work. And you've got some additional armour at the back here. And lastly, you can fit some smoke grenades to provide concealment. Now, unfortunately, I can't test drive the AMX 10P because, as you can see, I haven't got that far on the French tech tree yet. Hopefully this gives you a good overview on how this vehicle is likely to perform in game and any stats you were interested in on this vehicle. So anyway, just a quick video for today. Hopefully you'll join me for the rest of the Kings of Battle dev server videos. I've been Terreno, and I'll see you next time.